Good day. My report is about the development of biology. The word biology came from a Greek word bios, that means life, and the suffix logy, that means science of, knowledge of, study of, based on the Greek verb logein, meaning to select or to gather. So in short, biology is the study of life, living organism, living things, and a lot more about life. Before, in biology, there were several terms used for the study of animals and plants or in life. Natural history refers to the descriptive aspect of biology, natural history. From the Middle Age through the Renaissance, the unifying framework of natural history was the Scala Naturae or Great Chain Being. Natural philosophy and natural theology encompass the conceptual, metaphysical basis of plant and animal life, dealing with problems on why organisms exist and behave the way they do: botany, geology, and zoology. So, replace natural history and natural philosophy in the 18th and 19th centuries before biology was widely adopted. So to this day, botany and zoology are widely used. So meaning to say, before the term that they were used right now or today is not the term that they were used before. The term that they were used before is the natural history, natural philosophy, and natural theology. But now, in the present, today we have zoology, botany, geology, something like that. So now more than ever, biology has the potential to contribute practical solutions to many of the major challenges in formation confronting the United States and the world. So of course, USA is the center of science because they has the high technology materials in their country. A new biology for the 21st century recommends that a new biology approach depends on the greater integration within biology and closer collaboration with physical, computational, and earth scientists, mathematicians, and engineers be used to find solutions to four key societal needs: sustainable food production, ecosystem restoration, optimized biofuel production, and improvement of human health. So the approach calls for a coordinated effort to leverage resources across the federal, private, and academic sector to help meet challenge and improve the return of life science research in general. So, meaning to say, in the 21st century, we use biology to help human needs. Like the scientists, they were trying to invent new medicines, food production, prolonging of foods, for the ecosystem, and even how to restore our natural resources. And now let's proceed with the ancient and medieval knowledge. So, the earliest humans must have and pass on knowledge about plants and animals to increase the chances of their survival. So this may have included knowledge of human-animal autonomy and animal behavior, such as the migration pattern. The first turning point in biological research came with the knowledge of Neolithical revolution about 10,000 years ago. So, the ancient culture of Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indian continent, and China, among others, produced renowned surgeons and students of a natural science such as Sushruta and Shang Shongjing, reflecting independent, sophisticated system of natural philosophy. Okay, so however, so the roots of modern biology are usually traced back to the secular traditions of ancient Greek philosophy. So, and one of the oldest organized system of medicine known from Indian continent is form of Ayurveda. Ayurveda on 1500 BC from Atharveda place. So Edwin Smith Papyrus developing the process of embalming. So embalming, which was used for mummification in order to preserve human remains, body, and forestall decomposition. In ancient China, biological topics can be found dispersed across survived into modern tissues, such as carpos for fruit and pericarpion for seed vessel. Pliny the Elder was also known for his knowledge of plants and nature, and was the most prolific amplifier of zoological description. A few scholars in the Hellenistic period under the Ptolemies, particularly Herolepus of Chaldeon and Erasistrus of Chios. So let's proceed with the ancient Greek tradition. The pre-Socrates philosopher asked many questions about life, but produced little systematic knowledge of specifically biological interest. Though the attempts of Aptomis to explain life in purely physical terms would recur periodically through the history of biology. So, however, the medical theories of Hippocrates and his followers, especially humorism, had a lasting impact. Okay, so the philosopher Aristotle was the most influential scholar of the living world. From classical antiquity, though his early work is not in natural philosophy was speculative. Aristotle, later biological writings were more empirical, focusing on biological causation and the diversity of life. So he made countless observation of nature, especially the nature or the habits and attributes of plants and animals in the world around him. Okay, so let's proceed with the medieval and Islamic knowledge. So it is the Islamic medicine, Byzantine medicine, and the medieval medicine. So we go from the modern medicine. A biomedical work by Ibn al-Nafis, an early adherent of experimental dissection who discovered the pulmonary circulation and coronary circulation. Medieval Muslims, physicians, scientists, and philosophers made significant contribution to biological knowledge between 80th and 30th century during what is known as the Islamic of Golden Age. So the decline of Roman Empire led to the disappearance of destructions of much knowledge. True physicians still incorporated of many aspects of the Greek works were translated into Arabic, and many of words of Aristotle were preserved. So, meaning the decline of Roman Empire is the cause of disappearance of knowledge on that day, on that time. Okay, so in experimental medicine, the Persian physician Avicenna the Persian physician Avicenna, 1980, introduced clinical trials and clinical pulmonology in the canon of medicine, which remain an authoritative text in European medical education until the 17th century. So, an Andalusian Arabian physician, Abenzoar, was an early adherent of experimental dissection and autopsy, which he carried out to prove that the skin disease scabies, SCAVIES, was caused by a parasite. So, a discovery which upset the theory of humorism. And he also introduced the experimental of surgery, si Andalusian Arabian physician Abenzoar. So, we're animal testing. So, ang una niyang tinest is yung animals. Is used to experiment in surgical techniques prior to using them on humans. During a famine in Egypt in 1200, I don't know what is the... So, this here. So, ABD, L. Latif observed and examined a large number of skeletons, and he discovered the galen was incorrect, the formation of the bones of the lower jaw and sacrum. In the early 13th century, the Andalusian Arabian biologist, Nabati, developed an early scientific for botany, introducing empirical and experimental techniques in the testing, description, and identification of numerous materia medica, and separating unverified reports from those supported by actual test and observation. So his students, IBN Albaitar, wrote a pharmaceutical encyclopedia describing 1,400 plants, foods, and drugs, 300 of which were his own original discovery. So, 300 nun is siya yung talagang nag-discover. Si Albaitar. So, a Latin translation of his work was useful to European biologists and pharmacists in the 18th and 19th centuries. Arabian physician Al-Nafis was another early adherent of experimental dissections and autopsy, who in 1242 discovered of pulmonary circulation and coronary circulation, which formed the basis of circulatory system, of course. He also described the concept of metabolism and discredited the incorrect Galenic and Avicennian theories of the four humors, pulsation, bones, muscles, intestine, sensory organ, the canals, esophagus, and the stomach, or circulatory system. So by Frederick was influential medieval natural history text that explored bird morphology during the High Middle Age of a few European scholars such as Hildegard of Bingen, Albertus of Magnus, and Frederick II. So, expanded the natural history canon, the rise of European university, true important for the development of physics and philosophy, had little impact on biology. So that's all my report. Thank you.